PFT props per PointsBet, the new official sports betting partner of NBC Sports. Who has more passing yards tonight? Joe Burrow of the Bengals or Baker Mayfield of the Browns, Chris?
Oof. I'm going to go Joe Burrow here. I think that Baker Mayfield and company are going to be able to run the football and dominate the line of scrimmage. That's why I'm saying this. The Bengals have a pretty good secondary. So I think that the Browns will really focus on the run game and take advantage of that tonight. And I expect the Browns to be winning in this football game. The Bengals offensive line, not that great. I don't see them running the ball all that effectively on this Browns D-line, which is pretty good. And I think Burrow will probably have to throw the ball against a beat-up secondary in Cleveland, too, and he's got some weapons. I'm going to go with Joe Burrow.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that. Again, after watching that game last night, the Burrow debut, there's magic there. There's some stuff that makes you scratch your head.
No doubt.
If he can iron that out, there's still plenty of stuff that's natural and effortless, and I think that he's going to be a very, very good quarterback if he can harness himself and point himself in the right direction, learn from his mistakes. But I think he'll have more yards tonight, even though well, you know what? He should have more yards because Baker Mayfield should have 100 or fewer because they should just run the ball repeatedly with Nick Chubb and Kareem Hunt. If they want to win tonight, they're going to run the ball because the Ravens couldn't stop the run.
Yeah. And
for whatever reason, the Browns decided, well, we just won't run, even though they're not stopping the run.
Yeah,
all right, will either guy get to 300? It was Burrow with 193 and Mayfield with 189 in week one. Does either guy get to 300?
I don't think so. I feel like it'll be like a high 280, maybe Burrow if he gets there. I mean, maybe. I think the game would have to unfold. He probably needs one real big pass play, but like I said, I think Burrow will end up with the more passing yards, and I think he'll flirt with 300. I'm going to say he falls just short of it.
I agree neither guy is going to get to 300 tonight. I mean, neither guy got to 200 last week, and it's a short week, and it's a lot of work to do. And, you know, they got Joe Mixon in Cincinnati, too, and that leads to the next one. Who has more rushing yards, Nick Chubb or Joe Mixon? Mixon had 69 yards on 19 carries. That's a 3.6 yards per attempt. And also, he had an ugly fumble. It was first fumble since his rookie season. He got hit, ball flies out. It killed a drive for the Bengals. Who's got more rushing yards, Mixon or Chubb?
I'm going to go Chubb here all the way. I am. I mean, again, like we've talked about, the Browns O-line, they can move some people in the run game. And no Geno Atkins with the Cincinnati Bengals. I just look at that advantage Cleveland. And the Cincinnati Bengals offensive line, it's still a work in progress that way. And the Browns D-line, you could say what you want about it. It's real. It's the real deal. You know, they weren't overmatched and pushed around last week against Baltimore, whom we know they can do it. They were okay to hang in there. That wasn't really the issue of the football game. But, man, Myles Garrett, Olivier Vernon, Ogunjobi, Sheldon Richardson, that front four, yeah, I don't think you're going to be able to get 100 yards on that group tonight.
Hey, Ogunjobi just appeared in the backfield a couple of times early in that game. Yeah, I mean, he was look, that and again, 38-6. Oh, they got blown out. Oh, they stink. Oh, and look, there is some dysfunction. There is some disarray in Cleveland right now, but they didn't get blown out. Now, it's their own fault that it ended up 38-6. It's their own fault that they didn't capitalize on opportunities to keep the game close or have a chance to win it because they didn't stay committed to the run. But they did not get blown off the field. They didn't get embarrassed. If anything, they embarrassed themselves in not doing the things needed to be done to make the game more competitive. All right, more receiving yards, A.J. Green or OBJ?
I'm going to go A.J. Green. I mean, I got to see it, that Baker and OBJ can connect. And as we talked about, and you brought it up with, you know, Jesse Bates, who's a heat-seeking missile, and William Jackson, I would think, is going to be matched up on Odell Beckham Jr. And I can tell you, that's going to be fun to watch tonight. I really encourage people to watch it. This 22 can really cover. And Odell, as we know, he looked healthy as hell to me. A.J. Green looked healthy too. And I think that Joe Burrow understands how important he is. He's going to be his go-to guy. They were this close on a few other big plays. I'm going to go A.J.
5 catches for 51 yards for A.J. Green last week, 3 for 22 for Beckham. He was targeted 10 times in the game and only had 3 catches. So I'm going to go A.J. Green also. I think that here's the reality. the Browns still have not lost that mentality from last year that we must get the ball to Odell Beckham Jr. We must get the ball to Odell Beckham Jr. So you take away OBJ and you frustrate him. You frustrate Baker Mayfield. You frustrate the offense. So, either way, whether they commit to the run and forget about the pass and only pass when absolutely necessary, or they try to pass and they try to force it to Odell Beckham Jr. and they get frustrated, either way, I think A.J. Green's going to have more yardage. I am astounded. One of the big things I thought in moving on from Freddie Kitchens, they would get away from this obsession with forcing the ball to Odell Beckham Jr., with getting the ball in his hands X number of times. And we've already seen that there is that undercurrent, and that undercurrent's going to be there for as long as they expect Mayfield and Beckham to coexist, because deep down, I don't think they want to, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right, Mike. Gosh, I don't know. I'm shocked that it hasn't worked out yet. It's unbelievable to see two guys as talented as they are and really not connect and just have not found any rhythm or chemistry with each other. I don't know where it goes, but yeah, I'm not picking Odell to outpace A.J. Green right now with the way that connection's looked, or lack of connection.
We have one more prop, and it doesn't come from PointsBet. It comes from our producer, Pete Demolitis. Missed field goal extra points combined for Cody Parkey and Randy Bullock, over under 2.5, Chris.
Let's see. What did we have last week? Cincinnati just missed the one field goal, right? And Cody Parkey, did he miss? He missed a field goal and an extra point, right? So it was 3 total last week, if I'm remembering that correctly.
Austin Seibert
that's
was
right.
the guy who had
I
the
forgot.
misses last week, and then he got cut.
I forgot. Right. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to go the under. I think we see 2. I think we're going to see 1 or 2, but I don't know. I just can't pick 3. I'm not going to put the bad juju on these guys. They'll miss an extra point, and somebody will miss 1 field goal.
I'm going the under for a very simple reason. I don't think Randy Bullock's going to kick tonight. The Browns cut Austin Seibert. The Bengals claimed him on waivers. They've got 2 kickers on the roster.
So you think you might see him?
Randy Bullock, after he missed that field goal that would have sent the game to overtime, he grabbed both legs, and he's been on the injury report all week with calves, not calves. So it's the double Rodney Dangerfield, my arm, it's broken, although he apparently did get himself injured when he kicked that field goal, and I don't think he's going to kick. So if he doesn't kick, he isn't going to miss any kicks. So I'm going to go under, because I think it's just going to be Austin Seibert ending up getting the nod for the Bengals tonight. But who knows? It would be fitting if Austin Seibert, 4 days after
that would be
kicking
amazing
for the Browns, comes in and kicks the game-winning field goal for the Cincinnati Bengals to take down Cleveland.
Know you're jinxed if you lose that way, Cleveland. I don't know what else to say.
They got to do something. I think it's critical. It's way too early to say this is a must-win game, but when you consider the broader history of the Browns rather, and where they are and what's expected of them, there's going to be fans there tonight. A certain number are allowed to attend. I think they really need to win this game. They can't afford to fall to 0-2. And if they do, then you really do have to force yourself back to square one as an organization and make tough decisions, tougher than getting rid of a kicker, about what you're doing at quarterback, what you're doing with OBJ, what your philosophy is. Because if the run's there tonight and they abandon it again, I'm not going to know what to say. Because, look, if you and I can spot it, they surely, in looking at the film, realized we should have stuck to the run here. And we'll see if they do it tonight.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.